Hey there, I'm Key Austin, and you're watching Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube.
I said, I'll come work. He tell me what it is, so come working at the show. He said, he called me. He said, you still gonna make the show? I said, yeah. I said, weekend after that, he called me back. He said, brother, they said, I can't find no one to work. He said, nobody wants to work. He said, I can't find out to work yet. He said, so I can't find nobody to work. Yeah, can you? I said, that's cool, man, no problem. A year later, we're doing the memorial show in Dyersburg, NWA. I wasn't wrestling at that time. Guy come up and introduce yourself. You're Hollywood, ain't you? I said, yeah. He goes, I'm the one to contact about working the show way down in Tennessee. And I said, oh, okay. He said, yeah. He told me straight. He said, yeah, man, I love brought you in and everything because your dad and everything. He said, but I couldn't find nobody to work. He said, I won't say what he told me, but he just said straight up. He said they're all wimps. He said nobody wants to. He said I don't understand it and everything. I mean, but when you come in there and you say a son of a moondog or something like that, how do you expect us to be? How do you expect us to be?
Yeah. Well, you remember that time we were in Hoxie, and it's me, you, Chief, and Wicked. We all worked each other in that chain match.
Yeah.
From boards, trash cans, chains. We did this, we did that, and the outcome of that was, I think we had more people in the crowd pissed off for how rough we were than we were in the ring because we would hit each other so hard, the fact that we kept coming back for each other. It was like it wasn't enough to keep hitting each other harder and harder, that we just kept fighting back. When it was all said and done, I remember one spot in that direct match, Chief's over bragging about it right now, we were standing, me and Wicked was on one side of the ring. My brother and Chief were on the other side of the ring. Chief hauls off. It perked my ears up because I looked.
He got me. He got me.
And then I turned around and I looked the other way, and here comes my brother. He hits him again. He said, "Pow!" He said, "Come on, hit me again." Chief fall off. He chopped him one more time, and then by then they done made it to the ring post. There wasn't nowhere to go.
Yeah.
My brother scraped up some dirt and smacked Chief across the chest. You heard Chief holler, "Holy shit!"
He kept hollering at me, and that's why I got so much respect for him, man. He hollered at me, man. He goes, "Come on!" I said, "Oh Lord," because me, if you chop me, all you do is just get me fired up. I mean, the harder you hit me, the rougher I get. And I love it. I love it. This just the beauty of tonight. I got a match with Jackie Parker Jr. You know this guy. I've seen him come a long way and stuff like that right there. But
Still punk. Still punk. I don't like it.
I just think about it. But that's really. He's got to come a long ways. I really admire him that he decided to get in shape, take care of himself and everything. There's two different things right there. He's young muscle, I'm old muscle.
Yeah, he's tough.
He's tough. But we're gonna tear his place down now. There probably won't be a chair left standing here by the time it's over with. So everybody might as well just take and just not even sit down.
The last time I seen him, he was tight.
Yeah,
he was tight.
He's a good boy.
So it's gonna be a good match.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a killer match.
It's gonna be fun.
So I can't wait. I want to see what's gonna happen. Because believe me, he's a brute.
Yeah.
He's a brute. I'm not trying to put him over or anything.
I think he's trying to intimidate you a little.
He's trying to intimidate you. I'm about to take a cowboy. Hey, remember the times when we used to take that cowboy hat and stomp it or something like that?
Yeah, with a big disc. Don't get me I used to keep it extra.
Yeah, you used to keep it extra.
You remember that time that my cowboy hat got stomped plumb down in the ground?
Yes.
So Big Nate takes that cowboy hat out there and he sells that cowboy hat for $80.
Yes.
Okay. So we got back in the back. Well, I had to pay for the cowboy hat, so I should have got the money. Well, guess what happened? We ended up splitting the money 3 ways. Big Daddy got his cut, Nate got his cut, and I got a cut.
Yep.
So I'm sitting there looking in the dressing room, and I'm sitting there looking around thinking, what the heck went wrong right there? Something just went wrong. You know what I'm saying? So they got a cut of my money and my hat. So I can't believe he got $80 for that old hat.
It's because this thing about it is your cowboy hat, your trade right there. It's your trade.
Yeah.
I mean, if I probably took it off right now, it's probably a big ball spot. But never mind.
No. Well, James has done took it off already before. So.
He had some waves up there.
I got pretty hair.
You still got some locks, man.
I got pretty hair.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
He sold this cowboy hat so much, don't touch my cowboy hat. Even tell us in the ring, all right, lay off the hat. He'd be after us, lay off the hat, all this and everything like it right there.
Look, come here. Look, this is the biggest fan, man. Check her out. Look at this. You ask what extra we got going on. This is one of mine.
This is one of yours.
This is one of mine.
I can
This
tell
is-
by the haircut.
Hey, this is my baby right here, you know. But she wants this thing back. I don't like her to have it.
How old is she?
She's one.
One.
But I tell you what, I'll tell you a funny story. You know, we had she come early. So that was always a plus.
When you say early, you mean like monthly wise?
Well,
early?
she was about a week or so early.
Okay.
So
Well,
her
that's
Uncle
not
Chris,
unusual though. is it?
well, you know, it's still a blessing to her to get it out of the way. So
Yeah.
her Uncle Chris decides to come up there, and Hannah come up there to hang out and see the baby and everything. So he's sitting there. She goes right to sleep in his arm, get them big old arms, nestled down in there. He says, "You won't believe this." He said, "She just shit on me."
God dog.
So my little tutor here, you know, and every time we go around, and it works both ways. Aunt Hannah's got Jasper wrapped around her finger. That's them two, boy. 2 peas in a pod. Them two is always, wherever one is, the other one's always running behind. And this little thing right here, she probably won't go to him right now, but
He's interested in everything else.
she's interested in everything else. That's Uncle Chris's little buddy right there.
Yeah. You
They-
gotta come to me.
They
Well,
always
anyway.
run around together.
Anyway, we got a matter we got to get down to right now. 2017, somewhere along in there, I come in to help Dirty Little Dave with his, 40-year reunion or something.
Yep.
So we go to Truman, Arkansas, and Chris is there with the lovely Miss Hannah. You know what I'm saying? So Chris is there. I notice he's sitting there just doing this right here and doing this right here because he wants to say something, but anyway, let's go ahead and clear the air. So we got in the dressing room, and I told them what I was going to say. No, you can't say that. You can't say that. So the whole time I kept looking at him. I said, now y'all know this is just a work, don't you? So as soon as we walked out, what did I do? I said what I wasn't supposed to say. Well, you know, really, they never said nothing, but they were PO'd real bad. So anyway, the reason I knew he was PO'd was because he was laid over the rope, and I came in with the cane. He didn't sell. I came in with the cane again. He didn't sell. I came in with the cane the third time. He didn't sell. And I thought, oh shit, he's pissed off. But now we got the match over with. And I know Miss Hannah was. See, I don't even know Miss Hannah. So, but when we got in the, I could tell Miss Hannah was very, very, very upset. So, and Chris was upset too. Now, here's where I give credit to Chris for, because Chris wanted to say something in the dressing room after the match was over, and I didn't feel like getting my ass whooped that night. You know what I'm saying? So, but he didn't say nothing. He didn't say a word, and I know what was going through his head. Just like I told James earlier. You see these people wear these necklaces and everything that says, what would Jesus do? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm sitting there thinking, Chris is thinking in the back of his head, what would Moondog do? What would Moondog do?
Yeah.
And it was just a word.
Yeah.
It was just a word.
Yeah.
Well, I realized then that the wrestling business has changed, because think how many times that I've had my clothes pulled off and we've been walking around the ring with a pair of boxer shorts on.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And think of all the different weird shit Moondog had me to do first over there before anybody else did it.
Yep.
And so, I knew you were PO'd, Miss Hannah was PO'd, and I know she don't care for me, but she don't really even know me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She don't really know me. And I was hoping that you would have taught her what a work was, so.
Oh, she knows.
Yeah, so, and it was just a work.
Yeah.
It was just, and remember, y'all was at that end of the table, I was here, and I kept looking saying, y'all know this is just a work, don't you? Y'all know this is just a work. But back in those days, you remember how Moondog taught me to be very, very, very capable.
Yes.
And the business is the business.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There is no boundaries. Mm-hmm. I got an award at the house called Itty Bitty Award, because for a whole year in Osceola, the Fox told them that I wasn't but about that long.
Yeah.
And so they called me Itty Bitty. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I got an award at the house right now. It says the Itty Bitty Award, so.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, oh, get out of here now. Look out now. I ain't been around in a while, but now, hey, the stories, they make stories, you know what I'm saying? They make stories. But anyway, you know I love you, brother.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know I love you.
Oh, yeah.
And I seen you the whole time you've been doing this, you've been doing that, and I'm thinking he's gonna have to relax, because I'm nervous as hell myself. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna have to relax. Now, I wasn't really nervous about that, but I'm doing something that I'm not used to doing. And until I perfect it, then I will be nervous. I'll always, no matter who I'm with. But with y'all, I'm a little more relaxed.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to bring that out because I kept telling Buster, I said, you know, I think Chris and his wife got pissed off at me, you know. And I said, I can't believe it, you know. I said, it was just a work, you know. And all this time, I think that was 2017, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Somewhere along in there. Well, that third cane shot, and you still laid over the ropes, and I thought, oh shit, he's PO'd at me right now.
And if anybody wants to know about sexy cane shots, if he hits you with that cane, it hurts. So it took everything in my power not to sell.
Yeah. Believe me, he didn't sell near a shot. Now, and usually I don't hit you for one time, because you don't want to overkill it.
Yeah.
You know, Jim Cornette talks about this and he talks about that. But then I seen Jim Cornette one time on Smoky Mountain. You know, since I got YouTube, I can watch all different kinds of wrestling. Shit, he wore that tennis racket out. But if you use something so much, then it don't mean nothing.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? It don't mean nothing because they're thinking, well, that shit don't even hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to use that cane no more than once. And for a big guy like you, I might use it twice. But the third time, I thought, oh no. The third time, I thought, he is PO'd at me right now, you know, so.
It's all good.
It's a work, man. It's a work. You know I love you, Big Rat. You know I love you.
It's all good.
I don't even know your wife, so I can't, I mean, I have no idea.
She was just cussing you before I left the house.
I know it. And she don't like me, but she don't know me.
Yeah.
She don't know me, you know.
I've told her horrible stories about you.
Well, but I mean, she don't know me though. She just knows
But
about
his
that.
stories are true.
Am I true?
Wait a minute now. Wait. Let's get back to the Booker Brothers. You know what I'm saying? This is the Booker
Oh, we're gonna get
Brothers.
off you now.
All right. I hope we get to do these again.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Barry. You know, you keep mentioning the Booker Brothers. You know, that's cool. That doesn't bother us. You know, and a lot of times, you know, we had this conversation earlier. You stopped up, you walked, and you was like, "Hey, you know what? I don't hear in a lot of these interviews." And before we got the answer, you said we don't talk about who trained who anymore.
That's true.
Well, I mean that's cool. You know, not everybody deserves a shout out. You know, and coming from us, they know more. Well, they know both of us well endowed. I get the same phone calls that he gets. Hey, brother, you know, I want you to wrestle on this show, yeah, but you can't do this and you can't do that because they say you're too rough doing this, they say you're too rough doing that. I was walking through the building a couple Saturdays ago, when we did our last interview. And I walked through, and I passed an old guy that wrestled my dad for a real long time, and he said something but kind of half-assed smart. I really didn't take it the wrong way. I just kind of smiled and looked at him, kept walking in, and he stopped. We got about 10 feet from me. He said, "Hey, don't do that again." I was like, I stopped and I looked. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he just looked at me and said, "Don't smile at me like that." and then I'm starting to think, what are you talking about? Because we're fixing to have an issue. And he looks at me and says, "Man, you look just like your dad when he got something. He got something up his sleeve." Then I got a little chuckle out of it. You know, we kind of went on our own little way.
Yeah.
You know,
Believe me, let me tell you something. Same thing, just like you said. I don't know. You don't ever hear guys say, "I was trained by so." Every now and then you will. But I'm very proud of who I was trained by. Now, I was already in the business, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Yes.
And this man took me and led me along, and like I say, the whole time, he took care of me. He never chewed me out about anything. He explained stuff to me. I remember one night in the corner, I had him by the hair of the head and had him held down, and Ron McClarity was kicking him in the face.
Yep.
So when we got back in the dressing room, now Moondog wouldn't ever say nothing to me. But he told Ron, he said, "Go tell Sexy next time that we have something like this happen, give me a little slack, because I can't sell when he's holding me." So when he got me pulled in the corner over there so tight, you know, so.
Yeah.
But
you didn't understand the word "sell." Once you kick somebody, there wasn't no choice.
well, what do I do? I always tell people, if you roll out of the ring, feed me your back.
Yes.
Feed me your back. If you're gonna feed me your front, man, I could slip and kick you in the face or anything.
Yeah.
Then you got these idiots who'll lay there and look up at you like this. And you're thinking, come on, man, roll over. I can't do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I can't do my thing. So,
I'll tell you one more good story. I had the beauty of, and it's years later, so I had the beauty of, we did the father versus son thing, Phil. I had the beauty before Dad passed away, working him in a cage match. We built up to it, we built up to it, we built up to it. Me and him in the cage. Good Lord. We get in the cage and, I was nervous as a cat. He was like, just listen to me. Just listen to me. So we get in the ring and we're fighting back and forth. He's like, come on. Because I remember at one point in the match, I had him down on the mat and I was kicking him. And he rolled over to the side of the rope in between the cage and the ring. And he's like, keep on kicking me, keep on kicking me. Well, they got his head down in between the cage and the ring. So it was mashed against the apron in the ring. And he's like, come on, push it down, push it down. I said, no. And he's like, yeah, come on. So okay, we did the deal right there. So we get back up in there. And he pushes me over to the corner. He's spinning around. He's chopping. I chopped the hell out of him. He said, chop me again. And I said, all right. Hit him again. Then he smiled. Then he smiles at me. He smiles at me. He had his gimmick in his mouth. He smiles at me with his gimmick in his mouth. He smiles at me, and then he goes, my turn. And he hit me so bad. But my dad, I've got big hands. My brother has big hands.
Good Lord.
My dad's hands were big as mine, but fatter fingers, and he hit me like a baseball man. I've never had him. I took some mean chops, and he hit me so hard. Match goes on. Later on, he introduced the 2-before during the match. He introduced the 2-before.
I had this conversation last night or the night before with Carly on the way home.
He gets in the ring, he gets that 2-before. So I gig him with the 2-before, and then he cuts me off and he gets it. He grabs that 2-before. He looks at me, he said, all right, ready? I said, yeah. He goes, wham! He smacks that 2-before across my back.
Yeah.
And I was just bent over.
Yeah.
I wasn't even on the mat. He hits me so hard, I go face first into the mat and just straight down. And I'm laying there, my back just turned immediate purple.
Yeah.
Immediate purple.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm laying on I roll over on the apron, I'm squirming around. And I said,
Hey, you don't have to sell that one, do
and
you?
he's telling me, he's saying, turn over. And he said, turn over, I'm going to break it. I said, hell no. I said, hell no, I'm not going to. He said, turn over. I said, hell no. He said, damn it, Bubba. I said, turn over. And I said, yes, sir. I rolled over and sat on all fours, and then the second time he broke it.
Yeah,
He hit the apron, he hit the mat, and he broke it then. But I'm going to tell you what, anybody can say what they want. He was never easy on us.
Yeah,
because they
never.
was really surprised when we got back to that dressing room that night. They said, oh my God, I can't believe you hit him like that.
Shoot.
Yeah, he
Let me tell
hit
you
me as
something.
hard as I swear.
The guys who swing chairs nowadays, that ain't nothing. But if you think about it, we never got hurt.
Right.
And I mean, he could bend a chair on your head and you'd never get hurt. And I remember one night he had me down in the ring. And so I crawled up to all fours and he nailed me in the back with a chair.
Yep.
And I went down. So then I come up again for the side. I was doing this right here and I come up again for the second time. And he hit me again in the back. And so then I started shaking and he leaned down. He said, sexy. He said, stay down. He said, I'm going to hurt you. And I just kept on coming up. And about that time, that sucker started dancing a jig around the ring and he was cutting. Let me tell you something. This dude could get over no matter where he was at.
Yeah.
And he started dancing a jig in the ring. And all of a sudden, he laid that third chair in there and I thought, time to roll. So I rolled up on out of there, baby. But he had on the second chair, he told me, he said, sexy. He said, stay down. He said, I'm going to hurt you. And I was always full of piss and vinegar anyway, so I just thought, anything to do with professional wrestling, I was going to get, I was just going to, and I felt good, even though them chairs was hurting.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first chair I ever took from him. He was looking for, because guys would scatter out when he'd go to look for somebody to take a chair.
Yeah.
So I'd say, well, I'd take it. The very first one I ever took from him. I took one. Shoot. He hit me in the head with that chair, son. I couldn't sit up the stars.
Yes.
And that was my first initiation into the headshot with a chair.
Yeah.
And I finally but after that it was cool. I took many damn. I might be walking around with a crushed skull.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
We all got some type of brain damage. I mean, that's the problem. We keep doing this, man.
Well, the deal is you got to know how to use them chairs.
Yeah.
And these young guys, all these guys, nothing against you young guys out there, believe me, wrestling is making a progressive trend. Whether we like it or whether we don't like it, there's nothing going to change it. Whether the old school guys like it, whether they don't like it, it's not going to change. It's going to keep on going just like it's going. But anyway, guys, I tell you what, it's been good for y'all to come down and we'll talk. I hope we get to do some more
Yeah.
of these.
Let me do one last thing here, you know what I'm saying, 'cause I told you I had this match with Dad, you know, years later, matter of fact, it was Hoxie, Arkansas. You know, we did a brother versus brother match, you know, and that was probably one of my last matches there. And, of course, me and my brother, we led up to it and everything. Of course, I was an asshole, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I was the asshole of all of them. Everybody like hated me. When I say people hated me, they hated me.
That's what you was there for.
It was not just a
I mean,
working.
They would probably
it
shoot
was,
me in the parking lot.
it was
You know,
like-
I mean,
it was
that's
like
how
a
much they
hate-
It was a hate thing. They would spit on me, you know.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
hated
yeah.
me.
Yeah,
They
I've been
hated
there.
me.
I've been there.
They hated me. So we did, you know what I'm saying, we had the match there. Of course, we both did the Moondog gimmick pants and everything like it right there. So kind of an honor and tribute to it and everything, you know. That right? My brother beat me, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a passing of the torch thing, but that night, I made him beat me.
Uh-huh.
When I say I made him beat me,
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
I made him beat me.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
made him hit me with everything he got. I remember at one point in the match, towards the end, I was on my knees. And Dad's famous selling thing, he'd be on his knees. Hit him, he would rock back. He'd come back up.
Yeah.
So during that match, he had a garbage can. The garbage can was already made.
flat.
It was flat as a board, so it was nothing but.
It wasn't no good.
It wasn't no good.
Wasn't no good,
He
yeah.
better off hit me in the head with a board.
Yeah.
He hit me, I rocked back. He hit me hard. I rocked back, I leaned back up. I said, do it again. Hit me again. I rocked back. I said, damn it, come on, hit me again. You know, I was screaming at him, you better hit me. And then I said a few choice words to him.
Yeah.
Finally, after about that fourth time, I got him to hit me with everything he had.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
I wanted him to show, to put me out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that was my gift to him.
Yeah, but you had to, I mean, you were fixing to quit for a while,
Yeah,
wasn't you?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But that's the way you do it.
Yes.
But-
Some guys who are gonna quit for a while, they'll do a match, but they don't get hurt or nothing, and they just don't show back up, you know?
But the thing was, he says it exactly spot on. He rocked. He come up, hit me. And I'm going. I shake my head. I hit him. He'd rock back. Damn it, hit me. And I hit. And I shake my head. And I hit him again. And that third or fourth time he started in, he just let it fly. It's not even worth saying on here as many names as he's come out of his mouth. 4-letter words and
Yeah.
you're this and you're that. And then that last time when it just. You don't understand. I mean, he's been in the situation already once where Dad's begging him to hit him with everything he's got, and he's just looking at him like, "I really, really don't want to do this." And then you finally hit him, and it's just like the pressure's off your shoulders, and he goes down, and then you get the pin, and then after that, it was no thank you, no nothing. It was just like, great job. You know, we went on about a business. I think he had some stuff to do for a little while after that. He got into his lifting real hard and stuff like that. We went on about our business. We don't talk about it. It's just one of those things, you know. If I call Big Brother, hey, I got a show coming. He's one of the first ones to call. Do you want to work? I'll find you a good partner. If not, we'll get our heads together and we'll fix up to where I know that you got you a solid match. And he's like, well, sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's just all in what he feels like doing at the time. You know, give me some time to think about it, you know. And that's the way we worked off of it, you know. I appreciate him for that, but it's just one of those silent things. You know, I watched him. I wasn't there. I ended up having some other stuff doing, but I watched my brother. He's a big softy at heart. He's not gonna let everybody know it. Deep down, he's an emotional guy, but it takes a lot to get him out of it. And I seen him do something that it doesn't happen. You die with your boots on. That's one of those things. And he bought him a new pair of boots, so he had to retire his old ones. And them old boots, you got them in the cabinet now?
Yeah.
They're in the cabinet. I watched the video of him get choked up and unlace his boots in the middle of the ring. We don't talk about this stuff. The stuff we don't talk about.
Yeah, yeah.
For a specific reason, because it means more to us than it does to anybody. And I never called him to tell him anything. Because that's one thing we don't talk about. We're not real emotional when it comes to a lot of things. Family was one of them. Dad was the biggest ones. They've had their issues. Me and him's had our issues. But we always fix that.
Families do that, though.
We always
Families
fix
do
it.
that, yeah.
And to watch it by myself, him take those boots off.
Yeah.
that
Because where he goes, that's tough, but those
It
boots
is.
right there.
Now, there was those boots that they belonged to your dad.
Yes.
That's what I thought, okay.
you remember that white pair he had for the longest
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
Bubba come in there and he had busted his mother boots out. He said, Bubba,
Yeah.
these are my boots.
Yeah.
You know, wear them tonight. And it's just one of them things. Once he put them on his feet, that's where they stayed.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I got a pair of Moondog shorts at home. I don't know where I got them at, how I got them.
Those were the exact boots that Dad passed away, and I told myself for years.
How did you get the boots back?
That I was handed to him the night that I got the phone call and I went and took care of everything.
Okay.
And whenever I got back home the next day and I finally linked up with him, you know, because he was here in Arkansas and I was in Tennessee and it happened in Memphis. He's like, brother, take care of everything. Give me a call tomorrow. He said, I'm about to sleep on this, you know.
Yeah, I can dig it. Yeah,
And,
it's cool.
and about 2 days later, I finally linked up with him, you know, and then we went through and we
Yeah.
spread everything out amongst the kids and everything. And one of the things, and it wasn't no question, I ended up with the bone. He ended up with the boots.
yeah.
You know, I got his pants. I got the bone in the pants, and he ended up with the boots. You know, with different meanings for different folks.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. You know.
And when I went back to wrestling, I told myself, if I ever wrestle again, that was before I let it go the last time. If I let it wrestle again, before I got some boots, I said, I'm gonna wrestle it, but I probably wrestled 5 to 7 years in those boots. And let me tell you, that's probably the meanest I ever was.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
Feeding up through the feet with it.
I could go, this is no joke, you know, and I could go in the dressing room and I could put them boots on. I tell people stories about this right here all
Yeah.
the time. You know, and I even tell my wife Hannah about it. I put them boots on, when I laced them things up, I wasn't the same person.
Yeah.
I was literally different. I felt that meanness come out, which I'm mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I felt that
Hell yeah.
extra aggressiveness come out in me, you know, and you could not. Some nights, depending on who I was in there with, if they, you know, if they tried to buck up on me, we probably had some problems, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, you know, is, you know, it was just one of those things, man. So I took them boots off in the middle of the ring, and they're home. I never wore them again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just put them up.
Yeah.
Put them up, and keep them
Yeah.
because, you know, people save all of that wrestling memorabilia and stuff, and plus the special thing is they belong to your dad.
Yeah, he
See
called
what I'm saying?
the other part of it. He talks about the bone, and we'll wrap it up there. He was waiting one night. He worked a show in Tennessee.
I was in Hoxie. We was in
Yeah,
Hoxie.
with Memphis Oxy. He called me. He said, Bubba, I got something to tell you. He said, you're gonna be mad. I said, what's wrong? He said, I used the bone tonight. He said, I got aggressive with it. He said, I broke the bone.
Oh.
And I said, I didn't say nothing.
He didn't have much to say.
I didn't say nothing to him. I said, that's fine. Just get it fixed and we'll be all right. Because you know how many times, you know, Dad broke bones and years and stuff like that. But it was just one of those things. And that's the
That was the last one.
yes,
That was the last
that's the brotherly love between me and him right there. You know, I just
Yeah.
think about it. You know, it's that respect factor. It's
You know, he mentioned that phone, and I made a lot of phone calls, but the very first phone call was to him. And what led up to that was the finish of the match was the gimmick with the phone, and you know Hoxie.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
and he knows Hoxie.
Yeah,
A couple of the
yeah.
guys lean over you. At the end, you know, you kind of have free reign to do what you want.
Yeah.
We would get out there and we would fight tooth and nail with everybody. And I remember one night Chief being out there just plowing over everybody, talking about he wasn't done yet. And he done laid everybody out in the middle of the ring. So I had a guy hit the ring, and he shot on me. And when he shot on me, I hit him across the back the first time with the bone. And he's still trying to fight toward me. Well, the last time I reared way back and I hit him. And when I hit him, he knew I hit him.
Yeah.
And it flipped off the end. I'm holding a piece of it in my hand, and I looked down at him. And all I seen was my feet just kept stomping him on top of his head, kept stomping him on top of his head, kept stomping him on top of his head. Then I finally seen his arm come up there, and he's trying to wave me to keep him from kicking him in the head.
Yeah.
Put the bone down. I think Chief ended up with the other half of the bone. He's like, "Come on, brother." He's got a hold of me.
Yeah.
And he's feeding me to the back, and we go to the back. And by the time I'm done, and he's had him pissed off enough. But I had him waiting out back for me, and I went out the back door, and there was a crowd of them. I said, "Look," I said, "I'm sorry for what I did, and I apologize ahead of time." I said, "I'll take care of that guy later."
Yeah.
I said, "But you just don't understand the situation that just happened."
Yeah.
And when I explained what happened, you know, the people's kind of calmed down about it. But right after it happened, you know, like I said, we don't talk about a lot about this stuff, but it's just one of them things. When I looked at that half of my hand, it just snapped. And then,
Well, you think about it. I don't know how long, but there's no telling where that bone been, when it's
true.
done, where
That's
it's
true.
been. And hey, It was probably dry rotted a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe,
So,
you know.
I don't know. I don't know. Can you slip them on up? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
Can you put some sealer or something in there? You know.
You know, I tried to have it fit. Well, it's fixed, but it don't get touched. You know,
Yeah.
it's on the mantle, and that's where it stays. You
Yeah.
know. And as a matter of fact, it's right underneath the trophy of Instructor of the Year.
Yeah.
Was it 97 or so?
Yeah.
I've got that trophy too from way back in the day when he used to do all his training and everything, and they gave it to him.
Well, guys, I tell you what, it's been good for me. It's been fun.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
And I hope we get to do another one of these.
Yes, well,
you know, sometime or another.
You don't need to be a stranger, man.
Huh?
You don't need to be a stranger. You ain't got to be scared of me.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
he barely knows how to work a cell phone. You know?
Yeah, well,
he's talking about this YouTube stuff. I mean,
well, I watch a lot of YouTube, and
on your flip phone.
well, no, I'm talking about on my TV.
Okay,
you know?
okay. I check.
Because what I like about YouTube is you can click on something you think you might be interested,
Yeah.
and if you don't like it, you can click it right back off and go to the next one. You know.
How you get the other stuff on?
So what other stuff?
That other stuff.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that. Hey, I don't even know how to work it. I don't do social media.
Okay.
I do have a Facebook page, but the
Yeah.
only person I got on my Facebook page is Buster. So I just don't do social media, you know. So, but anyway, I'm glad to see y'all. It's been a long time. Of course, I did something with you last month.
I tell you what, stick around for the show tonight.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Come out to the floor, just at the main bench, stand on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, get real close.
No, I
Get
ain't,
real close to the
no,
ring.
no. I'll look through them curtains back there. What I'll do, you know, but I ain't coming out on the floor. But like I said, people, we are going to get better. I'm going to get better at what I do. Buster's going to get some new equipment. He's going to get better. But if you like what we do, please hit the subscribe and the like button. But remember, it's Buster H.R. Johnson,
Diamond
Facebook and YouTube, okay? I got the Booker Brothers here with me right now. It's been a killer time. We appreciate y'all very much.
Thank you.
All right. You explained to Miss Hannah too, you did. Hey, you explained to Miss Hannah, but it didn't work.